I think Lunchables went Ike for it. I think Tam stayed Cloud. Which, both of these players play Chrom, by the way.
Okay.
Tam has a variety of sword characters. I think he even plays Ike, too. I feel like there's just like an archetype of player who just likes swordies. Like, you would know.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I'm exactly that archetype. I was like, yeah, I feel like it's sensible. It makes sense to like move from the different ones. Like, they all have the same. They may play technically in a different sort of play style, but they play by the same rules. They generally have the same things they want to do against characters.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Just mistimed it just a little bit. But I would imagine that would be a really, really solid edge guard against any type of Chrom recovery that's not on point.
The out of shield going to be an ever-present threat. Chrom not going to be able to get rid of those F-tilts whenever it's in range for the response. And oh, yeah, the down air doesn't even spike it, but gets that untechable. That will be lights out.
How do you feel about that mechanic?
I kind of like it. I like that if your opponent is at really high percent, they're punished. So that they can't, like, while being... Teching is still a skill that will extend your stock. It will still make you live longer, but eventually it gets to the point where, like, okay, like, that's enough. It's over.
Nice.
Definitely over there. Yeah, so, I wish it was a little bit more percent-based, I think, than knockback-based, but overall I like the idea, for sure.
Yeah. That'd be hard to just like make it a super solid thing. I actually no, it wouldn't. Like,
no, it probably wouldn't be, honestly.
It'd just be a little subjective.
A little subjective, yeah, for sure. Like, it's definitely subjective as far as like, I don't mind the way that they went through it, for sure. I think it makes sense if you get hit by so hard of a move of that degree, like that you shouldn't be able to protect. It's just a little weird because sometimes there are moves that hit you harder than you might expect. Like Cloud can finishing touch you at like 60%, and if you happen to bounce against the wall with that, it's untechable. Which is a little weird, but overall the system makes sense.
One thing that's really interesting about this matchup that Chrom usually doesn't have to deal with is Cloud actually has an answer to jab and down tilt on shield.
Yeah, yeah. Down tilt on shield, it's still a guess on Cloud's part. Like, he can try to steal a turn with the up B. If Chrom just down tilts and then shields, he can punish it. But the rest of the things are like actually a true punish. So it definitely makes Chrom's life a little bit harder. He's very used to just like, as Lunchables told me earlier today, just like pressing the attack towards the opponent C-stick button and just letting that rock forever.
Pointing the yellow stick at the bad guy.
Yep, exactly.
I love that one. Okay, and you have to like space the up B still. Like, it's not this crazy long out of shield. I mean, it's pretty good.
It's very large. It's one of the best, if not the best, out of shield left in the game. But it does still. You gotta be a little careful how you use it because it's like it's not as risky as some of the up Bs out of shield, but it can definitely leave you vulnerable.
Oh yeah. Ooh, like so. We'll see. Yeah. Maybe not the best aerial to punish with, but
yeah, I think the Lunchables struggling a little bit to punish the air dodge to the ledge. Not quite sure. He's not quite sure, I think, what he should be doing against that.
And that's one thing sword characters generally don't have. They usually don't have like a long, lasting hitbox that they can like keep to cover an option.
Yeah, yeah. So like running off forward air like that is usually really good at like intercepting opponents off stage, but it's not active for a really long time. It's not like like characters like Ness can just like run off stage and just neutral it, and then that covers that hitbox, that area, like goaltends the ledge for like a ton of frames because the move comes out fast and lasts really long. And yeah, sword characters don't have those hitboxes. So they have to be much more meticulous in how they actually punish the air dodge to the ledge.
But they are compensated greatly by range and disjoint.
Oh yes, definitely not saying that. Oh, it's not worth it. No, it's totally worth it.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool to see like how Smash has been balanced in general over the past years. Of like, you have these characters that do have these great ranges and disjoints, and like how would you possibly balance that with other characters? And
yeah,
cool.
I feel like they did a really good job this game.
Ooh,
just gotta challenge that forward air.
As he should. Yep, there goes the limit.
Yep. Some disadvantage now.
Yeah.
You know, that was good from Tam for like trying to drift off stage after air dodge and knows he doesn't want to land and take all that landing lag. But Chrom doesn't really care. He has a big old sword. It's like, you're in this space. I want your stock. It's mine. Give it to me.
Oh, so this counter pick is so good for Lunchables. I assume that Tam's banned Final Destination. I'll take a wild guess that he banned Final Destination and probably Kalos. This stage, actually tends to be a problem in a lot of rule sets. People love this stage. They don't really critically think about what the stage functions as.
Yeah.
This is Kalos. Right now, this stage is longer Kalos.
Yep.
It also turns into, it also turns into FD just like it is now.
Uh-huh.
So when you have a rule set with Town, Kalos, and Final Destination, there's no escaping from one good, like, completely almost platformless stage.
Exactly.
And it turns into this, which is like inverted battlefield, which is cool.
Yeah, it's nice. This is definitely like the most unique of the variations.
If it stayed like that, that would be awesome. Like maybe the side platforms come down, or maybe not come down, but come in. But yeah, just a little bit of philosophy there. I'm not sure what to do because if you try to take it away, a lot of people are like, "Oh no, I love Town."
Yeah. There's nothing like strictly wrong with the stage, for sure. And I think that like there's a lot of people who would use that logic, like myself included. I tend to use the logic of like, if there's nothing wrong with the stage, then it should be on the rule set. So it can be hard to argue against that sometimes because I mean, with their mindset, like you're not going to change their mind because there's nothing wrong with the stage really. Like fundamentally, the stage is fine.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely different philosophies.
But oh well. We've seen a little bit of a comeback from Tam. Tam's doing a really, really great job of creating the space.
Wow.
Unlike earlier, Tams could not shake Lunchables from him. Lunchables' pressure game is incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
But not enough. Not enough to make the comeback. Solid, solid game, too. I assume we're going to see a lot of platforms if possible.
Yeah, so you saw something interesting there in one of the last interactions from Tam, where like Lunchables down tilted his shield and Tam responded with up B out of shield. It didn't actually catch him, but the first like stab hitbox of Cloud's up B has more range than the rising hitbox. So he clipped him with the first hit, but then the second hit whiffs, and now he's like, well, I hit him, but now I'm in extremely hot water because now I have to land somewhere, and my opponent is not basically any hit stun at all because the first hit of up B doesn't do anything.
Oh wow. Yeah, you know, that's actually really dangerous by the ledge too. That first initial hit of a B will sometimes like drag you into the rest of the up B too.
Yeah. So sometimes like it can be pretty beneficial, but see that. You need to be a little bit careful. You're just going to go for some nice sick damage. Not going to throw away the stock yet.
I was a little worried.
He might have been mad enough. I might have been mad enough, honestly. I don't know. It's scary. I feel like the philosophy that a lot of people have is that if you think you're better than your opponent, then you shouldn't trade stocks early. Because if you think you're worse than your opponent, then that means that you're generally going to lose more interactions, so you want there to be less interactions. So you want to catch your opponent off guard, like roll the dice and gamble a little bit. But if you think you can just solidly outplay them, then you should just take the free damage and hold on to your stock.
I agree with that philosophy too. Especially, and you got to realize that too. Like if you're coming into it as the favorite player, like watch your opponent will do riskier things if they know that it'd be make it or break it. If they got it. It's also a great way to throw a set.
Yep.
Great way.
Oh, man. Wow.
Tam's been really great with these edge guards against Chrom.
Definitely.
That's where you have to make your plays against this character.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you're not edge guarding Chrom, things are probably going very poorly. That's a lot of damage right there, the forward air into side B. And damage rising pretty quickly.
And you can kind of see it, these interactions off stage, like constantly being edge guarded, it's really put like this hamper into Lunchables' minds of ever wanting to have to use up B.
Yeah.
And those few interactions before this, at the beginning of the stock, he like willingly was like, I'll just take a punish, I'll just air dodge on the stage, like, I don't even care.
Yeah, just living is the important part.
Tam's ledge trap just really took it from start to finish.
Really, really patient ledge trapping. Just like giving Lunchables room. Just like, hey, I'm not gonna press buttons. I'm not gonna like try to actively pressure you. I'm just gonna make it so you can't go anywhere as soon as you get up from the ledge.
And
okay, yeah, nice frame trapping the landing there.
Yeah, and this is a much more difficult spot because there's no, well, there is a B cheat. I'm pretty sure that if Chrom does his B below the ledge, if he starts it below the ledge, he'll still get the death second.
Correct. Yes, that is how I believe how it works. Pretty risky to go for that though, so I would surprise to see Lunchables actually go for it. But that F smash, take that stock clean, and this is basically an even game.
Yeah, just one string to open up and then go to town.
Okay, yeah, like no, a little bit misaligned with that last air dodge there, just shy of the ledge.
Yep.
Hate to see that sort of ending. But yeah, like pre-patch Chrom, like that combo there at the end would have been the end of the game. He would have just promised him and it would have been
Dude,
done.
you're absolutely
yeah,
right.
Like, that change, while Chrom's still got some sauce with it, like just being able to guarantee a trade off the combo is pretty big. But making it so he can't do it whenever it's on the last stock and like it's even stocks is really important.
It also makes you think about positioning